All right, cool. So this next guest, I heard that I got an email. It was very long. He's been practicing jujitsu for God damn it, Matt,
Is
Master
this
Ken.
that Jamie Kilstein guy?
Yeah, this is Jamie Kilstein. You should know my name. You were the one who applied for the co-host job.
Oh yeah, I was just checking in to see if you were going to come out of retirement.
Come out of retirement? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had retired from comedy.
No, I'm just not. I'm just not that successful at comedy. But I didn't retire. I mean, I'm
Well,
still.
that makes sense. Those two things are easy to confuse.
I'm still. So all right, well, let's give this the benefit of the doubt as this show goes on. I'm definitely getting a little more desperate. I didn't know you did jujitsu. This is kind of cool that you want to co-host the jujitsu podcast.
Oh yeah, I don't do jujitsu. I just wanted to make sure people still knew that it was bullshit.
No, come on, man.
I do have some anti-grappling philosophy that I've always been working on. We can go over some of that, but
Yeah,
anybody
but
who's watching this thinking jujitsu is a good idea, you're wasting your life.
no, that's that's the opposite of the podcast. This podcast is supposed to be a supportive place. A lot of jujitsu people kind of already feel out of place, and a lot of people, don't understand their love of the sport. So they come to the show and they listen, and we just kind of like encourage each other.
Oh, so it's for people who maybe feel a little left out and feel neglected and
Yes,
misunderstood.
yes, exactly.
So it's a show for pussies.
I feel like we're running into the same snafu that we did with the word retirement. No, it's not for pussies. They're very tough. I mean, they train every day. They spar every day. They love jujitsu. We're just on this show. It's okay to be open with our emotions, and we talk about mental health or vulnerabilities, or like, have you ever had an experience when you're competing or when you're training where maybe you don't feel like you perform to the best of your ability and it starts to take a toll on you, like mentally?
No.
Never.
I've never doubted myself, even for a moment. But sorry, you were saying about how all of your students and followers are really tough and train
Yeah.
in the jujitsu way of sparring and everything, and then they come to their emotional jujitsu support group right after to, I don't know, cry or something.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. We're not afraid to. I actually think, Master Ken, that there's something very brave and very tough about being open with your emotions. God, now that I say that out loud, I'm self-conscious about it.
Yeah, did you hear yourself just now?
Yes, I did. Well, look, here's the thing, man. We're not on this show. We're not really going for like a crossfire. One side's anti-jujitsu, one side's pro-jujitsu. I need a co-host who has trained in jujitsu, who knows a lot about jujitsu, so that we can cover, the stories that are happening every week in like an intellectual way.
Okay, so you just want somebody who agrees with you on everything.
No, but I feel like,
That
okay,
doesn't sound like a very interesting show.
all right.
You want someone to make a statement about jujitsu right now. Just make
Mhm.
one.
Jujitsu is the gentle art.
Oh, that's very correct and interesting, Jamie Feinstein.
All right. Well,
That'll be an hour of just like, oh yes, that's very correct.
well, okay. Well, now that you said those words out loud, I also see your point. Well, all right. Look, maybe this can fucking work. If you can speak to the current events with a base of knowledge, even if it's a little adversarial, that could be cool. Like, did you watch UFC last week? If we were going to recap UFC, Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley.
Oh yeah, I did. I did actually. I happened to tune in for that fight. Yeah.
Great. So when you say you happen to tune in, do you usually watch UFC?
No, I don't usually have the time for it, but I accidentally I was flipping through the channels and it came up, and then I dropped the remote and it broke, and I couldn't figure out how to change the channel. So I figured I would watch. Yeah, I was kind of impressed with one of the fighter that lost, his ability to injure himself during the fight and take himself out of that takes some skill to be so devastatingly dangerous that you pop your own rib out and tap out to end the fight. That's an interesting tactic.
Has that ever happened to you where because of all of your skills, you've accidentally gone so hard that you've injured yourself?
Yeah, when there are times when I have been practicing some jiu-jitsu where I just sort of grappled with myself, that I've tapped myself out before I even realized what was happening.
Right.
But never with another opponent. Generally, I have had people tap out just due to a broken spirit.
Sure. I understand. I definitely understand that. I feel that a little bit now. Here's a question in kind of like a weird Christopher Nolan world. When you're rolling with yourself, do you ever wonder which is the real you? Like maybe you're the one who tapped out and not the one who was asserting the dominance. Like maybe there is an emotional part inside of you. Maybe there is a part inside of you that's not as tough as you may think, and that exploring your vulnerabilities or your emotional side, you can come to grips with the fact that it's okay to not win all the time. And maybe there is a part of you that wants to tap out and that wants to learn and that wants to get better.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out there. What were you saying?
Never mind. Never mind. I
If
thought
Christopher Nolan was to make a movie about that, about me fighting with myself, I feel like the title would be Kenception.
great. That was the question. That's all you missed. It was me asking what the title would be.
And then if anybody didn't understand the movie, they would say, "Well, you have a misconception."
Yep. That was my follow-up question. You're actually
This would be mostly what the trailer is. I'll do the trailer for you right now.
okay. All right, he's disappeared if you're not watching the video. He's back. He did the dramatic Christopher Nolan noise. That was he's that I can't describe it. You have to watch the video, guys. That was very good. That was very good.
That's
all right.
mostly what those trailers are.
Well, look, man, my options aren't a lot. So how about before we go, why don't you give some of your anti-jiu-jitsu tips, and then I will take this into consideration. You have lied on your resume. You have insulted me, but that Nolan impression was pretty fucking solid. So yeah, if you want to throw out some of your jiu-jitsu tips, I can have our little listeners. Are you going to use the dummy? Or are you going to demonstrate?
Yeah, I can show you one right now.
All right, guys, you definitely should tune into the youtube.com/rearnakedradio. I will try my best to describe it. The dummy has a little gi on. Okay, yeah. So right now he has underhooks. He's grabbing you.
Yes, and I've been hearing a lot of, I'm going to be doing a special video feature on this, probably a couple videos, but I see you 10th Planet Jokers always encouraging people to get the underhooks. You always got to get the underhooks.
It's good for control, for sure.
Right, and what I tell my students is please give them the underhooks. Please let them underhook you, because all I see as soon as they underhook me is a smorgasbord of targets, okay?
Right.
You underhook me, I take my thumbs, and I push your eyeballs into your brain.
Yeah, right.
Okay, just pushing all the way back. I take my hands, okay, I can clap the ears.
Yeah. This is, I should just for like legality, liability sake, I should say you're not talking about in a training situation. You're talking about obviously life or death. Someone is mugging you, they're armed. That's when you would do the push the eyes into the brain situation.
I'm saying wherever, whenever.
All right.
So somebody gets the underhooks on you, you push the eyes out into the brain.
Yeah.
You pop the eardrums. Okay. You rip the throat out like this. You reach in, you pinch the trachea, and you just rip it right out.
You rip it out? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Roadhouse style.
Sure.
And then grab the chin and the back of the head here.
Yeah.
Back, and then just.
Yeah. Master Good, that's murder. That's a murder. You did a murder. That's a murder. That was
Not
probably a couple. He was probably dead after the trachea thing, and then you broke his neck, and then you kind of murdered him again. But that's
yeah, so that would be like a triple murder right there. You kill somebody 3 times, that's triple murder. But what it is it's all you have to do is make sure that there's a witness, and you just stand your ground. You say, I'm in fear for my life.
Yeah. Is that why you always
somebody hears that, you can murder the hell out of them.
So do you always try when you walk around, like when you're walking around town, do you always try to walk around with a witness?
Yeah, it's better for just legally. It's better for people to see you kicking ass.
Yeah. Well, what happens? I feel like when you were demonstrating that, when he has the underhooks, a lot of times his head position, he's not going to be necessarily staring right in front of you. Like he doesn't just get that was almost more of like a hugging type situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I know that your jiu-jitsu guys would probably get in close like this with the underhooks, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the eyes may not be, or the eyes or the throat to Roadhouse may not be as openly available.
I mean, maybe if you're watching this and you only have one arm, that may be true. But I have 2, so I'm able to see how his face is here, and I just reach and.
Right.
The other thing that is still underestimated too often is biting.
Sure. And again, we're talking about in a self-defense situation?
I'm talking about any place, anytime, anywhere.
Real quick, can you just do that bite again? Because that was an oddly slow and seductive entry into the bite. All right. Cool. All right. Well, look, I got to go and consult our legal team about some of the things that were said here, and hopefully we can air it. I guess last thing, I should probably ask people this. If you were the co-host of this jiu-jitsu podcast, MMA podcast, do you have any kind of like segment ideas or sort of like weekly bits we could do or anything like that?
Yeah, we could do a whole bunch. I mean, for the record, I don't want the job. I just wanted to get on here and remind you.
You just come to be antagonistic and just.
Yeah, I had a few minutes in between training sessions, so I thought I'd give you some shit.
Come on, man.
But as far as segments go, I mean, you could do. I mean, there are several. You could do 10th Planet is bullshit. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is bullshit. Machado Jiu-Jitsu is bullshit.
Sure.
Catch wrestling is bullshit. You could do at least 20 segments on just different bullshits.
Yeah. No, that's good. So just to be clear, even if I liked this and wanted you to co-host, your plan was to say no and just hurt me, I guess?
I mean, that sounds accurate.
God, it's like my dad sent you. All right, man. Well, thanks for taking the time. Anything you want to promote since you won't be co-hosting the show?
No, I don't need to. I'm very famous, but use this however you can.
All right, great. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Us.